Hi there, my name is Sally. Thank you so much for coming to my YouTube channel. How I got there, from cult survivor to writer. Yes, I am a writer, and I really love it because it's been my passion since a childhood. I support writers and artists, and I hope that you help me too by supporting me just by clicking that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything, it costs you 2 seconds. And it helps me. On YouTube, you don't get paid to do these videos. And I have to have 1,000 subscribers before I can start earning an income. And I am an artist, and I'm a starving artist. I'm very hungry. No, I'm kidding. But yes, your subscription would help me. Last week, I read from an excerpt from my book called The Truth is a Lie, which is loosely based upon my life and the lives of other young Jehovah's Witnesses growing up in the cult. And it is available over on Wattpad. My light is weird right now because we're expecting a severe thunderstorm. I'm here in Florida, and so it's really dark, and you might hear some kabooming in the background, but I'm safe, I'm fine. It's just a Florida rainstorm. But what I wanted to say about my book is it's free for you to read, and I appreciate it if you go over to Wattpad. The link is down below in the description and in the comments. I pinned it. It doesn't cost you anything, and like I said, it helps me. And just follow and comment. You can comment on Wattpad, it's wonderful. And share, please share. I do this to reveal the lies that the Jehovah's Witnesses tell you. And a lot of them aren't doing it on purpose. They're in a cult and they are defending themselves. They feel attacked when someone starts talking about them and revealing the truth. And that's very common. And if you read some of the comments, you'll see Jehovah's Witnesses who have some not so nice things to say to me. It's because they're feeling attacked. And I'm not here to attack anybody. I'm here to attack the organization itself that aids and abets, that has set up this system and makes a lot of money off of these people. And so I just encourage you to keep coming back. Subscribe, like I said. Now, enough about me and all that. I have sort of been talking about something called the 2-witness rule. And there's probably other videos on YouTube who can explain this better. And again, if you ask a Jehovah's Witness, this is not true. This does not exist. And you know, for a lot of them, they probably don't know it because they haven't experienced something like this. And if you read through their literature, and I actually have their Elders Handbook, they have kind of removed that language because they've had so many lawsuits. With the sexual abuse and physical abuse and mental abuse, mostly sexual abuse, that they've changed their documentation. They have a book, it's called Shepherding the Flock. And it's the book they give elders. I try reading through this book, and it's just disgusting to me, because of just how much power these men have over the women and children and the men. And why would you need a book to shepherd someone who comes to you and says they're being raped? Let's go to the police. The 2-witness rule, though, is, let's say and I'm going to give you a very close to home example. Let's say you're 13 or 14 years old, and your stepfather is abusing you mentally and physically. He's abusing your sister sexually, and you know that he raped your mother. What do? And I know in a lot of homes this happens. I mean, it's not a great thing, but I know This is not an uncommon behavior, and a lot of children grow up this way. But in the Jehovah's Witness situation, a child has nowhere to go. They are afraid of the outside world. They are afraid of their teachers. They're afraid of what they call the worldly. So there's no place for them to go. I mean, you could say, go to the police, go to a teacher. And it's already a victim mentality. If that's, it's not good, but it's a victim mentality already. So you have in place in the kingdom halls this hierarchy and this structure, and the elders are it. They are the top, men that you go to when you have a problem. And it can be anything from, I smoked a cigarette, I want a drink, I went on a date with a worldly person, oh, my stepfather's raping my sister. So there's several things here going on. You can go and tell on somebody, like, I saw so-and-so at a bar, or I did this, or I saw someone doing this, or I saw a brother doing this, or I saw a sister doing this. They love tattletales because they like to keep the congregation clean, as they say it. However, when you are the victim and you're coming and you're saying, this happened to me, this brother raped me, or this person did this to me, or whatever it is, when you're going to report something that happened to you, you have to have 2 witnesses. I don't understand that. I can go and tattletale and say, hey, I saw this, hey, I saw that. I saw wrongdoing, and that's okay. So you have to go to the elders with 2 witnesses and the person you are accusing. 13-year-old girl raped by her stepfather. What is she going to do? Nothing. Is she going to go and face her stepfather with 2 old men in the room and 2 witnesses? Where is she going to get these witnesses from? No. So even if she goes and there's 2 elders and her stepfather, which is what they say they do now, who's going to do that? And what right do these elders have to hold this child's life in their hands? Secondly, that pedophile should not be judged by elders. He should be reported to the police, and they should be washed their hands of him. He should not be allowed in the building. He should be told up front, hey, there's something going on, this happened, he's in jail, whatever. No, they will actually counsel this man. I'm trying to find, I have the Shepherd of the Flock book here. And the fact that they have the book, like I'm saying, that tells the elders what to do when someone comes and reports, something going on, that's wrong. It should just be, a child said they were abused or raped. Okay. A. B. Go to the police. A woman says she's being abused by her husband. Call a shelter, get her in a shelter, call the police. It shouldn't be counsel. Shouldn't be anything else. I'm trying to find this. I'm sorry. Let me scroll through that. When shepherding, I'm just reading this from their book. When shepherding a child abuse victim who is still a minor, 2 elders and the minor's parents should be involved. And they quote Deuteronomy 6:6. Of course, if one of the parents is the accused parent should not be involved. That's a lie. If neither parent can be present, then another adult publisher in the congregation who is a confidant of the victim should be included. As spiritual shepherds, elders should be good listeners. So why are elders counseling young girls and boys about abuse? They're not counselors. They're not, they don't have degrees in any of that. Though it may be necessary for the elders to ask a few tactful questions to help an afflicted one express herself, they should avoid probing unnecessarily or repeating into the details of abuse. However, discussing biblical examples of others who endured a difficult childhood may prove needed comfort. Okay, this is wrong. Okay, this is a chapter called Investigating Allegations. So now elders are told something's going on and they investigate allegations. Where is that? That's not in their wheelhouse. Okay. Elders may learn of an allegation of child sexual abuse directly from the victim through her parents or a trusted confidant of the victim. After receiving assistance from the branch office, I don't know what the branch office is, but it's some hierarchy. And if the accused is a publisher is someone who's baptized but doesn't really hold any position like in the church. The body of elders will appoint 2 elders to investigate. These elders carefully follow scriptural procedures and the Bible-based direction of this chapter. First of all, if someone comes to you and you're in a point of authority in a church and they say, hey, so-and-so I saw abuse, I know that this child is being harmed. Why do they go and investigate? They shouldn't be investigating. It should be, we need to go to the officials. During the investigation process, a victim of child abuse is not required to make her allegation in the presence of the alleged abuser. That's a lie. Generally, the elders should be able to obtain necessary information from the parents. In addition, sufficient evidence needed to establish wrongdoing on the part of the alleged abuser may be already available to the elders. So this is kind of like the 2-witness rule. They're just hiding it with words. In the exceptional event that the 2 elders believe it is necessary to speak with a minor who is a victim of child sexual abuse, the elders should first contact the service department. I don't know what the service department is, but why would you not? This is what gets me. They're not calling the police. Nowhere have they said, I'm on page 115, have they said contact authorities. Then they go into this part about somebody who's been disfellowshipped for child abuse and then letting them back in. If a person who has been disfellowshipped for child abuse applies for reinstatement, that's meaning they want to get back in. There's all this blah, 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 blah about this committee, that committee, this committee, that committee. They go through all these judicial committees and decide if they could let the person back in the church or the congregation. So this goes on for pages and pages and pages, including what if they move to another congregation. The thing is, all this is going on. Somebody who's a pedophile could just say, I'm sorry for what I did, and they could go to another congregation. There's no record of what they did. There's no police record because they don't report it. So this is why I am so adamant about this thing called the 2-witness rule and their elder structure. And Jehovah's Witnesses is a pedophile playground. Just look it up. In your own mind, you can see what I'm talking about. It's common sense. I can abuse a child. All they do is go to the elders. I say I'm sorry. I get back in. Nobody reports to authorities anywhere. Okay? I'm saying, and if this doesn't concern you and think, it's okay, it's blah, 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 it happens in the Catholic Church, it happens here, that's bull crap, and that's an excuse. These men, and sometimes women, are in your community. They are unreported sex offenders. These are men who beat their wives. These are men who rape children. And I want you to put that in your head. I'm being very, very explicit here because I want you to think about what rape is, and it's a child. Okay? Think about that for a second. And think about 3 old men deciding the fate of a child instead of going to the police. Not only are they deciding the fate of that child, they are deciding the fate of all the children that this person has contact with. How do you even know? What if he's a school teacher? What if he's got access to children? What if he's running a daycare in his home? You don't know. So when you see those smiling Jehovah's Witnesses come to your house, this is something that you need to know. And my stepfather was a pedophile. And he went from, after I left home, he went from congregation to congregation. And then he doesn't have a record still. He left the Jehovah's Witnesses and remarried, and he joined an evangelical church. I have tried to report him, but because the things that happened did not happen to me, they happened to my sister and to other people. I was a victim of physical and mental abuse. He chose my sister for the sexual abuse. I can't do anything legally. I do what I can do by sharing this disturbing crap with the world. My sister is the only one who can do something about it, and his other victims. And they are still Jehovah's Witnesses, and they're too afraid. They're still afraid that Jehovah will destroy them at Armageddon. They're more, it's so warped. So I just encourage you, if you are a Jehovah's Witness and you're watching this, I get very adamant about this because it strikes so close to home. And you need to know what's going on around you. You probably have a child, or maybe you go home and your husband beat you. That is not right. And the elders should have nothing to say about that. That's between you and the police. And maybe you don't trust the police. I understand that. But there's many other places that you can go to for help. There's shelters for women. Go to a trusted friend who's not a Jehovah's Witness, or just go to somebody who is not a Jehovah's Witness and talk to them. They will help you, I guarantee you. And if you want to talk to me, my email is down below in the link. If you want to share a private message with me and you need help, reach out to me. I'm there. I promise you. I don't know what my next topic is going to be. This one gets me on fire every time. And this is why I wrote my book, The Truth is a Lie. And this is why I speak out. I will have more, maybe not as fiery as this one. And I'm probably going to revisit this one again. I'm going to gather some more material and show you their actual things that they tell women and why women are so belittled. But if you have something that you want me to talk about, leave a comment. I will add it to my list. I love it. So thank you again for coming. And I'm sorry this one was so long. I tried to keep them short, but this was just a topic that I couldn't leave behind. So thank you. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.